Hello dear students, I, Dr. Anuradha Goswami, Senior Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce from the Bhopal School of Social Sciences welcome you all for this video presentation titled The Indian Company Act 2013. This video presentation would be divided into 3 modules. The first module will contain the data about meaning, characteristics and kinds of companies. I will begin this presentation by explaining the meaning of joint stock company. The word company originally referred to an association of persons who took their meals together. In popular parlance, company denotes an association of like-minded persons formed for the purpose of carrying on some business or undertaking. In the legal sense, a company is an association of both natural and artificial persons incorporated under the existing law of the country. Now, I will explain the basic features of the joint stock company, which are as follows. The first characteristics of a joint stock company is corporate and separate legal existence. Section 43, subsection 2 lays down that from the date of incorporation, a company shall be a body corporate by the name certified in the memorandum. A company after incorporation is capable of owing property, incurring debts, borrowing money, having a bank account, employing people, entering into contracts and suing or being sued in the same manner as an individual. The second feature of company is an artificial person. A company is an artificial person created by law. It is called an artificial person since it is invisible, intangible, existing only in the contemplation of the law. The third characteristic is limited liability. The liability of the member of a company is limited to the extent of the nominal values of the shares held by them. In the case of a company limited by guarantee, the members are liable only to the extent of the amount guaranteed by them and not beyond, and only when the company goes into liquidation. The fourth feature is perpetual succession. Members may come and members may go, but the company goes on forever. Variation in members or their identity does not affect the legal existence and identity of a company. It is a creation of law and can be dissolved only under the law. The fifth characteristic is transferability of shares. The shares are said to be movable property and are freely transferable. In the case of a private company, the Companies Act require it to put certain restriction on the transferability of shares, but any absolute restriction on the right to transfer share is void. The sixth feature is separate management. The shareholders are the owner of the company. They are heterogeneous group of people who are widely scattered throughout the country and abroad. Hence, they cannot take part in the day-to-day routine business of the company. Therefore, the management of the company is done professionally by experts who are the representatives known as director, who are the part of the board of directors of the company to conduct corporate functions through managerial personnel employed by them. Now, dear students, I will briefly explain the various types of companies existing in India. The first one is company limited by shares. A company limited by share may be defined as a registered company, whether public or private company, having the liability of members to the amount, if any, unpaid on the shares respectively held by them. In other words, if the shares are fully paid up, he has nothing more to pay. The second type of company is limited by guarantee. A company limited by guarantee is a registered company having the liability of its member limited to such an amount as the member may respectively undertake to contribute to the assets of the company in the event of the company being wound up. Clubs, trade associations and societies for promoting different objects are at times incorporated as companies limited by guarantee. The third type is unlimited company. An unlimited company is a company not having any limit on the liability of its members. Thus, the maximum liability of the member of such a company in the event of its being wound up might stretch up to the full extent of their personal properties to meet the obligation of the company by contributing to its assets. The fourth type is private company. There should be at least 2 persons to form a private company and cannot have more than 200 members excluding employee and ex-employee. It cannot invite the public to subscribe for its shares or debentures, nor can its share be freely transferred. The word private limited must be added at the end of the name by a private limited company. The fifth type is known as public company. Public company means a company which is not a private company, has a minimum paid up share capital as may be prescribed. A public company can be incorporated with such capital as may be decided by the promoters while incorporating the company. A minimum of 7 members are required to form a public company. There is no restriction on maximum number of members. The shares allotted to the members are freely transferable. The companies can raise fund from general public through open invitation by selling its shares or accepting fixed deposits. These companies are required to write either public limited or limited after their name. The sixth type is one person company or OPC. One person company is defined in section 62 of the Companies Act 2013. As one person company means a company which has only one member. All the provisions related to the private company are applicable on one person company unless otherwise expressly excluded. A natural person who is an Indian citizen and resident in India shall be eligible to incorporate an OPC and shall be the nominee of the OPC. The seventh type is company with charitable objects. Many companies primarily have charitable and non-profit objectives. Such entities are referred as Section 8 company because they get recognition under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. The objective of these companies are to promote the field of arts, commerce, science, research, education, sports, charity, social welfare, religion, environment protection or any other similar objective. The eighth type is government company. Section 2 subsection 45 of the Companies Act 2013 defines government company as any company in which not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central government or by any state government or partly by the central government and partly by the state government, and includes a company which is subsidiary company of such a government company. The ninth type is foreign company. As per section 2 subsection 42 of the Companies Act 2013, foreign company means company or body corporate incorporated outside India having place of business in India whether by itself or through an agent, physically or through electronic mode, and conducts any business activity in India in any other manner. In simple words, a foreign company is a company formed and registered outside India having business operations in India. The 10th type is holding company. Under the Companies Act, a holding company is any company which hold more than half of the equity share capital of other company or control the composition of the board of directors of other company. The minimum level of ownership of 51% allows the holding company to exercise its control over subsidiary company. Thus, control is used as the benchmark in company law to determine holding company status. The control can be through control of management or through ownership of shares. The 11th type is subsidiary company. A subsidiary company is a company that is completely or partially owned by another company known as holding company. The holding or parent company must owe more than 50% of shares held by the subsidiary company. a subsidiary company operates as a separate and distinct corporation from its parent company. This benefits the company for the purpose of taxation, regulation and liability. I would now conclude the first module of the Indian Company Act 2013 by thanking you, dear students. I hope this video presentation will help you to comprehend all the concepts related to meaning, features and kinds of companies.